Initially, the MacBook Air debuted in 2008 as a premium, costly laptop, contrasting with its current image as Apple's most affordable and compact portable computer. Its initial price was $1,800. Upgrading to a solid-state drive increased the cost to $3,100, equivalent to over $4,500 in today's currency. Despite this high price, it lacked features compared to the $1,100 MacBook, such as an optical drive, FireWire port, and Ethernet port. It also possessed diminished processing capabilities and reduced storage capacity. This begs the question, why would anyone opt for a less equipped, more expensive device? While it offered fewer ports and less performance, it compensated with significantly reduced weight and thickness, establishing it as the most portable Mac laptop and the thinnest laptop globally at the time. Steve Jobs famously emphasized its diminutive size by showcasing it from a manila envelope during its unveiling. Considering that MacBooks at that point typically exceeded 1 inch in thickness, its 0.16-inch profile at its thinnest point was a revelation. One might assume universal acclaim for the 2008 MacBook Air, but the reality was more nuanced. Many felt Apple was repeating a past misstep with the Power Mac G4 Cube, a miniature desktop released in 2000. Similar compromises were made for the Cube's smaller form factor, including a slower processor, absence of internal expansion slots, a weaker graphics card, and no audio jack. Like the MacBook Air, the G4 Cube carried an $1,800 price tag, exceeding that of the more powerful and expandable Power Mac G4. The G4 Cube experienced poor sales and was discontinued after a year, as consumers were unwilling to pay more for less functionality. It was reasonable to speculate a similar fate for the MacBook Air, but a key distinction was overlooked. The G4 Cube targeted professional desktop users, whereas the MacBook Air targeted consumers seeking portability. Professionals primarily worked at desks and prioritized performance over aesthetics. Conversely, consumers traveling with laptops valued portability over raw power. Apple implemented significant compromises to achieve the MacBook Air's thinness, notably removing the CD drive, a near-daily necessity in the 2000s. Software, music, and films were predominantly distributed on physical disks. CDs were used for in-car music, archiving, file transfer, and operating system installation. Apple didn't introduce digital distribution of software and operating systems until the Mac App Store in 2011, 3 years after the MacBook Air's release. How did Apple address the absence of a CD drive? They presented alternative solutions for accessing media. Wireless movie rentals via iTunes were offered. iPods were promoted for in-car music playback. Time Machine and Time Capsule provided wireless backups. Software installation was also transitioned to a wireless method. The MacBook Air's Finder included a remote disk feature, allowing users to access the optical drives of nearby Macs or PCs. Notably, each solution proposed by Jobs involved utilizing or purchasing another Apple product, such as the external SuperDrive, iTunes movie rentals, iPods, the Time Capsule, or utilizing remote disk with another Mac or PC. This approach maintained user integration within Apple's ecosystem, which was viewed critically by some. The MacBook Air's limited ports also presented connection challenges. How would users connect to the internet without Wi-Fi or an Ethernet port? How would they connect cameras or camcorders without FireWire or external displays without a dedicated port? Apple's answer was adapters. 2 adapters for DVI and VGA displays were included, while others were sold separately, such as a USB to Ethernet adapter, a mini DVI to composite video adapter, and the USB SuperDrive. This marked the start of Apple's adapter era, with subsequent MacBooks progressively reducing ports, eventually leading to models with only USB-C. Apple eventually reversed some of these decisions, reintroducing SD card slots, HDMI ports, and even Ethernet ports on certain Macs. However, using the original MacBook Air with only a headphone jack, 1 USB port, and 1 mini DVI port, posed challenges compared to the MacBook's array of Ethernet, mini DVI, FireWire, 2 USB ports, audio in-out, and a Kensington lock. User frustration was anticipated, but the Air's innovative features contributed to its sales success. Its unibody design, a novel manufacturing technique using a single piece of aluminum, reduced parts, enhanced build quality and durability, and improved recyclability. This unibody construction is now standard across Apple's Mac lineup and even adopted by PC manufacturers like Dell, and HP. The MacBook Air also pioneered multi-touch gestures adapted from the iPhone, such as two-finger panning, rotation, and pinch to zoom. These gestures were implemented across the Mac line and adopted by PC laptops. The optional solid-state drive, although costly, marked the first Mac offering SSD storage, now standard in modern Macs and PCs. Through innovation and compromise, Apple delivered a unique, ultra-thin, and portable laptop. While its initial price and performance were debated, these issues were addressed over time. A significant upgrade in 2010 introduced a higher resolution 13.3-inch display, improved graphics, and made the solid-state drive standard, significantly enhancing performance, wake times, and durability. Battery life was extended and weight was reduced. The introduction of an 11-inch model further broadened its appeal. The MacBook Air transitioned from a premium to a more accessible offering. By 2013, storage was doubled, battery life improved, and prices were adjusted. In 2015, prices were further reduced, making the 11-inch Air Apple's most affordable laptop. The reintroduction of the MacBook with a new form factor created some market confusion. The new MacBook was even thinner and lighter than the Air, boasting a larger display and new features. However, the Air's naming remained, and the 11-inch model was discontinued in 2016, leaving the 13-inch Air as the sole model. A 2018 update brought features previously exclusive to the MacBook, but also a price increase. This was likely due to stagnant Mac sales. In 2020, the price was reduced again, and the Air became Apple's first Mac with the M1 chip, delivering unprecedented performance and power efficiency improvements, a fanless design, and extended battery life. In 2022, a redesigned Air with a new boxier shape and the M2 chip was released, along with new color options. The price increased again. A 15-inch version was introduced in 2023, and the 13-inch model's price was adjusted. In 2024, the M3 models arrived, and the 13-inch M2 model returned to its original price. Apple finally addressed criticism regarding base RAM, doubling it to 16 gigabytes. Currently, the MacBook Air has evolved from a costly, underpowered laptop with limited features to a highly regarded, value-driven laptop with a compact design, impressive performance, and premium features. This has been the trajectory of the MacBook Air.